And we're back at it on a Friday, not just any other Friday, post-Thanksgiving 2024. I am Dan Coons. Hope you had a good Turkey Day yesterday. We're back at it. We're going to work today. Normally on Fridays, we promise you the five-star show. You know how that works. Not today. We're here. We're going to do the show and then scatter to the winds and come back on Monday. Everybody else at the old broadcast Metroplex has the day off. Some people will be floating in and out, but there'll be no newscast tonight. They have a 4-day weekend. Good for them. So we're going to be here, and we're going to put whatever we can together for a show for you. It's 31 degrees. It is a bit foggy, not too bad, all things considered. We did have some pretty foggy weather yesterday. It didn't get real warm either. We're going to be under the influence of a ginormous ridge of high pressure. It's going to make the air a little on the stagnant side. A burn ban goes into effect for our area at 5 o'clock tonight. Pretty stagnant air, not a lot of temperature variation. Morning clouds and fog, afternoon sunshine. It's something we've been dealing with for the last 3 or 4 days. We're going to deal with that right through into the early part of next week, maybe as far as Wednesday or Thursday. Those details are coming up. Everything else you need. We got news, we got sports. We'll preview Kashmir and Royal in the state 1A football semifinals. That'll be at Lions Field in Moses Lake tomorrow afternoon. At 1 o'clock, we'll hear from Coach Bremer and a couple of the players there. When we get to sports, the big holiday craft bazaar put on by the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band Booster Club. It's the biggest one of all the holiday craft bazaars. There's like dozens of them all over the Wenatchee Valley, but this is the biggest one of them all as far as vendors and just sheer square footage. And we do this every year. We talk to the senior drum major of the Golden Apple Marching Band and the junior drum major. So Alexa Dickman and Jose Macedo will be our guests in the back half of the program, and Pause for Pets one day later than normal because we weren't here. Let's go. Let's take our tour around the valley, and that's what we see. That's actually not bad. It was worse at this time yesterday. Check out Thanksgiving Day. Our high temperature yesterday was 31. That's where we're at right now, by the way, 31. Our low was 29. We got up to about 31 degrees about noon yesterday, and it never moved. It just stayed there for the rest of the day. Can you believe that temperature variation? 31 for the high, 29 for the low on Thanksgiving, and that's kind of going to be the pattern as well. We're not going to get, we're at 31 now. We're probably going to get about 36 or 37 for the afternoon high today. But the clouds, the cloud deck isn't quite as dense, so we're going to be a little bit warmer today, although it'll take a sweet time getting there. Camera 2 from the Wenatchee Heights camera to that. I want to say Wahatus, but I'm not sure. What are we looking at there, Josiah? I want to say Wahatus. I'm probably wrong. It's some lights. There you go. It's very dark, and that's what it is, wherever that is. We're not even to sunrise yet, of course. Sunrise isn't until 7:26. Camera number 3. See if I can pick this one up. Well, there you go, around a rock. That's our go-to camera this time of the year because at least we can see something. Gives you a good idea of the clouds. No precipitation in the forecast. And outside of fog, travel impacts, because of weather-related travel impacts, are non-existent right through the holiday weekend. It's going to be dry and stable and fairly cloudy in the morning hours with some breaks in the afternoon. And camera 4, Billy Goat. Wow, look at that. Absolutely stunning. Gives you an idea of how low the clouds are because that camera is about 5,200 feet above sea level. So we're above the clouds. It's like being in an airplane, only you're not. You're on the ground. You're just way the heck up there. If you're traveling on I-90 out of the Columbia Basin this morning, dense fog is going on right now. In fact, there's a dense fog advisory for the Columbia Basin. It's going on right now, especially the northern part of the Columbia Basin. Basically, Highway 2 from Waterville all the way into Spokane. You're going to run through some dense fog, and also I-90, pretty much from Moses Lake all the way to Spokane. They've had some visibility issues for the last couple of days. I've seen some photos, some pretty thick and pretty dense fog, and it's gotten to the point where they have went ahead and issued a dense fog advisory. Again, this is for the Columbia Basin in the Wenatchee Valley, although it's going to be a little on the foggy side, not nearly as bad as it's going to be out in the Moses Lake, Ritzville area. So heads up on that for you travelers. Let's get right to it. From the National Weather Service, what do we have? Dry, stable, cloudy in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, and that pattern is going to continue right through about Tuesday of next week. 37 our forecast high. Again, it's 31 now, but we're going to see a little more sunshine today than we saw on Thanksgiving Day. Patchy fog and clouds reform tonight, 27 for the overnight low. We do it all over again Saturday. Patchy fog in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, high of 38. Saturday night, here comes the fog in the clouds, 28 for the overnight low. Sunday, fog and clouds in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon. I'm detecting a pattern here with a high of 38. Clouds and fog Sunday night, low of 28. Monday, fog and clouds in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, high of 42. The high pressure ridge is very big. I mean, it's monstrous. And we're going to see a little more sunshine on Tuesday and then back to the clouds on Wednesday. We can finally might see a little bit of precipitation come Thursday. But in the meantime, as long as this high pressure ridge is parked right off the coast, we are in for cloudy mornings and sun breaks in the afternoon and not a lot of temperature variation. All right, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll have the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley Friday edition on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hi, I'm Eric Grandstrom.
And I'm Brent Rhodes with the NCW Community Toy Drive presented by Les Schwab.
Be sure to join us Saturday, November 30th at Hooked on Toys for our Toy Drive kickoff.
I'll be there broadcasting live on Country 104.7 KKRV starting at 9.
And we'll be on NCWLIFE channel live from 10 to 11.
This is a chance to find out more about the organizations that serve children here in North Central Washington.
Help us kick off the Toy Drive this year to make sure everyone has a Merry Christmas.
See you Saturday at Hooked on Toys.
And Happy Holidays.
It's cold outside and time to make sure your loved ones are safe and secure at home during the cold months ahead. Aging and Adult Care has low-cost, in-home care options for seniors, adults with disabilities, and for caregivers assisting relatives or friends. Services like housekeeping, personal care, and home-delivered meals can make such a difference for you or someone you know. These services and more are available by calling Aging and Adult Care's offices at 1-800-572-4459. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts. Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Low clouds and fog, as you can see. We're at 31 degrees. We'll see some sun breaks this afternoon. Not particularly warm, and this pattern is going to last for quite some time into the middle part of next week. Morning clouds and fog, afternoon sun breaks. It is 8 minutes after the hour. So the 2024 general election was certified on Wednesday, and when that happened, a surprise in Chelan. A hoped-for sales tax proposal passed there by 5 votes. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Mayor Aaron McCardle had given up hope that the creation of a transportation benefit district was going to happen, but the final count, 1,169 for, 1,164 against. A couple of weeks ago, the measure was failing by 25 votes, but it passed by 5 votes. It's a 0.3% tax on sales in Chelan proper, the city of Chelan, and that's going to generate, they think, about $900,000 towards Chelan's streets, sidewalks, and bridge projects, including a plan to reopen the Wooden Avenue Bridge to two-way vehicular traffic. The city's communications director, Chad Coltman, says Chelan will focus on how the tax revenue could be applied towards its 6-year transportation plan. Other winners in the newly finalized election results. Brad Hawkins cemented his landslide to become Chelan County's newest elected commissioner. He got more than 65% of the votes cast. So the retiring state senator will succeed Commissioner Tiffany Gehring and will take the seat once held by his father, Buell Hawkins. Another former county commissioner, State Representative Keith Gaynor, he's going to move from the House of Representatives to the state Senate. He'll be taking Hawkins' place. He got nearly 56% of the ballots. He'll be joined in Olympia by first-time State Representative Brian Burnett, the former Chelan County Sheriff, who garnered 53% of the votes in his race. A Chelan County jail inmate is charged with riot after allegedly leading a revolt in the jail last month. Back on October 19th, as a matter of fact, 37-year-old Lance Matthew Purser of Wenatchee was being held on suspicion of unlawfully possessing a firearm when he allegedly began vandalizing the detention pod where he and other inmates were sleeping. Police say Purser and other inmates were upset over not receiving soda and ice cream with their evening meal. He and 2 others allegedly used wet toilet paper to obscure security cameras and windows. Then they left the water running to flood their pod. Jail officers had to use OC gas on the inmates. They eventually negotiated with Purser to surrender. Prosecutors charged him on Tuesday with 1 count of prison riot. There was no harm to the Wenatchee Police Department. It's easy to investigate a crash when it happens right outside your place of business. 2-car crash sent a vehicle into the side of the headquarters building, but again, everything's okay. Happened about 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning at the intersection of Yakima and Mission Streets, right down the road from us. According to Chief Edgar Reinfeld, the only major damage was to a crosswalk push-button station that was ripped out of place as a result of the accident. Reinfeld said it looks like the crosswalk station stopped the car from hitting the building too hard. There were no injuries or any damage to the adjacent light pole. It's not immediately known what caused that accident. And 100 families had a Thanksgiving meal yesterday after the Wenatchee School Resource Officer team gathered their supplies. Back on November 1st, the Wenatchee School District school resource officers held what they called Stuff the Bus, an event where they asked Walmart shoppers to buy food items for families living in the Wenatchee School District, items in need. This is the second year Walmart has partnered with the school district on Thanksgiving meals. This year, they doubled from 50 families to 100 families. Last Friday, the Thanksgiving boxes were packaged up at Columbia Elementary School, and then the families came by to pick them up. We caught up with Officer Corey Follett during the packing event to learn more about Stuff the Bus.
Well, I think it helps being in the schools and working with the schools, for one, to get the names of families and all that and have the connections there. I also do Shop at the Cop, and so that's focused on elementary, and we wanted to start something focused on middle school and high school. So I got with Walmart last year. We kind of created this event. We began it last year with 50 families, and we're able to up the families this year to 100. And the families are from Wenatchee School District. We're doing the 3 middle schools and west side and the high school. We were up there for 4 hours, handing out flyers as people walked into the store. We had our list of the foods we needed on the flyer. So people would go in and buy, some people bought one thing, and some people bought the whole list. Some people bought a cart full of stuff. But we were able to stuff the bus completely, way more than we anticipated we would get. So it was awesome being the first time. It was a new idea this year, and it was kind of, we did that in order to get food to support this event today. That way it took the burden off Walmart from having to donate all the food. So the majority of this food that we received is from community donations. We have turkeys that are donated by Walmart, pies, cookies, stuffing, mashed potatoes and gravy, macaroni and cheese, canned food, which was all donated from the Stuff a Bus event. So we have officers in here, we have our volunteers, we have our admin staff in here. We have some city council members and some city administrators as well, but they're in here and they're just going through, filling the boxes with each of the items. Families are selected from the family advocates at each of the schools. They have a list of families. My job's pretty easy with that. I just ask them, hey, can you give me a list of 20 families? And they were on top of it. They're usually families that could use this food more around the holidays. Is how they're selected. I had schools and families reaching out after the fact, asking if we had more for more families, which unfortunately last year we didn't. So that's why we upped it to 100 this year. Hopefully if we continue Stuff the Bus going forward and our partnership with Walmart in this, we can grow it to 150, 200 or more families in the future.
Pretty cool stuff. Couple of programming reminders. Actually, one news item and one programming reminder. Programming reminder. Don't forget, tomorrow, Eric will be broadcasting live to kick off the 7th annual NCW Community Toy Drive presented by Les Schwab. The NCWLIFE channel family has been a part of this since day one. We've never missed a year, and this year is no exception. So Eric live tomorrow morning beginning at 10 a.m. He'll be there from 10 a.m. to around 11 o'clock, broadcasting live, talking to some of the folks in and around Hooked on Toys. So live right here on the NCWLIFE channel from 10 to 11 tomorrow. Eric will be there. And I mentioned this at the top of the show. I'm going to mention it again. The Washington State Department of Ecology has issued a burn ban that begins at 5 o'clock tonight with no expiration date because of the stagnant air. So what does a stage 1 burn ban mean? If you're uninitiated, and I have it right here, that means no outdoor burning, no agricultural burning, or uncertified wood stove burning unless your wood stove, if it's uncertified, is your only source of heat. So basically, no outdoor burning, no agricultural burning, because there'll be no place for the bad air to go. It'll go up, it'll hit that bottom of the lid and come right back down again. That starts at, for everybody in our viewing area, it starts at 5 o'clock tonight, and we don't know when it will end. That'll be up to Mother Nature. And that is the news on this Friday morning. Don't forget, no newscast tonight. We're re-airing our special that Jefferson Robinson Tucker Wagner did with Molly Linville. She's a member of the board of the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife. She has a beautiful bunch of property out the Palisades Way, and it's a fascinating story. You don't want to miss it. That documentary will air at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. It's really cool, our conversation with Molly Linville. The news will be back on Monday, and if something out there happens over the 3-day weekend and you think it might be newsworthy, you get a hold of us, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. news@ncwlife.com. Sports, the obscure holiday. Today in history, some celebrity birthdays, pause for pets, and we visit with Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band senior and junior drum majors. All coming up. Busy Friday on the NCWLIFE channel.
Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ. This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget. Save up to $1,000 on hot spring spas or buy plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. Why shop anywhere else? Central Washington Water. They service what they sell.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Do you hate getting called by Medicare telemarketers? Well, this October, your phone is going to be ringing off the hook because we will be experiencing a huge Medicare change. Now, for the last 20 years, Springwater Insurance has been helping those of you on Medicare. So just say no to those telemarketers by not answering their ads. Instead, call a local agent like Springwater Insurance, who's been helping for 20 years. So give us a call at Springwater. We can meet at one of our 5 offices or give us a call.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The 2nd annual Turkey Trot to benefit the Community Foundation of North Central Washington returns Thanksgiving morning, starting and finishing at the Pybus Public Market. There'll be a kids run and timed 5K and 10K races with awards for the top 3 in each division. And participants are encouraged to participate in the costume contest, and all the proceeds go to the Give NCW campaign. Sports at 18 minutes after the hour. It's a rematch of a game that was played early in October when Royal came up to Cashmere and the Knights just rolled over the Bulldogs. Well, now it's playoff time. The semifinals, State 1A football tournament in Moses Lake tomorrow afternoon. Our own Eric Granstrom asked Cashmere coach Brian Bremer what's different about his team now than back in October.
The biggest difference right now is we put a couple new guys on defense, middle linebacker and safety, but a little more battle tested. Right, we've played better teams through this stretch now, and our kids have seen that type of speed on like week 5. The belief is still there, even though we lost by 4 the first time. The belief is still there, and that's what matters. There's no complacency in our team right now, which is fun. It ain't like this whole happy to be here type of thing. Like we're happy to be together, but we're not just happy to be here.
Bremer said back before the season started that he regretted not getting the chance to meet Royal in the playoffs last year. This year, they do.
I mean, be careful what you wish for, right? Like, we understand that, but this is what we wanted last year. We wanted a semifinal game against Royal, and we didn't get the job done. And we got the job done this year. And what an opportunity we have. All you can ask for is an opportunity. And what an opportunity that we have to go play the game that we love together against a really, really good opponent. It's what you challenge yourself with all off season and all preseason. And it's just a great opportunity for our kids to go out there and to play well. Something we didn't do the first go around. Played well for a quarter, and then after that, wheels fell off. So excited for these kids to show off kind of what they've been working on.
For quarterback Ryan Hatmaker, he knows Saturday's game is a challenge, but if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
I'd say our defense, first off, we have a bunch of new players in, like Keenan Noel, just players that help better, just better game plan overall. And then I think our offense is working better together as well. I think we just weren't playing as efficient as we could, and I think lately we've been playing our best ball pretty efficiently. I definitely think there was a thought of wanting to play perfect, but I think now we're more comfortable and just wanting to win, wanting to get to our end goal of being in the state championship.
Defensively, Kashmir has to figure out a way to contain their all-state quarterback in Royal and make sure he doesn't get a run around.
I think we're definitely playing more fundamentally sound and better as a team, and energy goes a lot with it. Our team feeds a lot off energy, and yeah, one of the main things is he can do pretty much everything. He got out, ran a lot, so mainly just tackling in space, making sure he doesn't get out of the pocket, and when he throws it up, go get it.
But yeah, you have to contain 11. And then what's sneaky about them, once Lance goes, who's number 11 for Santana Luna, their tailback goes too. He's lightning in a bottle. So you got to contain both those players. But you're right, you've got to try, even though he's probably good enough, you got to try and make Lance beat you in the pocket. When he gets outside and he can run for 100, and it's dangerous. So yeah, we've got to do some stuff to keep him in the pocket. Prin Fox and Jacob Savage got to do a good job of containing him in their pass rush. And when they do sprint outs or design quarterback runs, we need to make sure that those are contained.
Kashmir and Royal, Lions Field, Moses Lake tomorrow, 4 o'clock. In the afternoon, if you want to check it out. And if you can't make it, you can hear the call on radio locally with our good friends Steve Sandman and Mark Miller. Okanagan is getting used to playing in the Apple Bowl. They're going to do it again. They'll be in Wenatchee Saturday, their semifinal game in the state 2B tournament. The Bulldogs take on Freeman. They'll kick off at 4 o'clock. And Elmira Cooley Heartline travels to Richland. They'll be at Friend Rich Stadium on Saturday afternoon for their 1B semifinal. They're taking on Liberty Christian. The games will kick off at 1 o'clock there. Cougars and Huskies are busy this weekend. Washington State is home against Wyoming. Of course, they have a 2-game losing streak. Cowboys in town. That game will kick off at 3:30 Saturday on the CW network. Washington has a big one. They will be in Eugene to take on Oregon. That's 4:30 nationally televised on CBS. Can't forget about the Seahawks. Sunday morning breakfast with the Seahawks and the Jets at MetLife Stadium in the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey, 10 a.m. on Fox. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 23 minutes after the hour. Happy President's Day in New Mexico and Indiana. Now, you go, wait a minute, President's Day, isn't that like in the middle of February? Well, it is from a federal holiday standpoint. States, of course, are under no obligation to celebrate federal holidays. They can do their own thing. And so in Indiana and New Mexico, they celebrate President's Day the day after Thanksgiving, so everybody gets a 4-day weekend. Not a bad idea. It's a Liberation Day in Albania. It's National Day of Listening. It's Buy Nothing Day. It's Flossing Day. It's National Square Dancing Day, but it's the day after Thanksgiving, so today is National Throw Out Your Leftovers Day. We've all done this. We have a big meal, there's food left over, we put it in Ziplocs or containers, we stick them in the freezer or the fridge, and then we completely forget about it. Of course, before the icebox became a standard fixture in homes about 100 years ago, leftovers didn't exist. There was no way for people to keep their leftover food. They would either feed them to their farm animals or to their pets, but of course, once the idea of the icebox could preserve food, the concept of leftovers was born. And once people could start saving food, they did. During World War I, saving and then later eating leftover food was seen as something patriotic. And of course, during the Great Depression, eating leftovers was a necessity because you couldn't waste anything during the Great Depression. And now, of course, leftovers are. I have leftovers in my fridge. I'm usually pretty good about getting rid of them. Anyway, it's the perfect one for the day after Thanksgiving. It's 24 minutes after the hour. Today in history. The Zong incident, November 29th, 1781. They were taking slaves from Africa to the New World. They had about 150 slaves on the SS Zong, a British ship, after making numerous navigational errors. And when the crew realized they were running low on drinking water and food, they just dumped the slaves overboard to drown in the Pacific Ocean. They were property, not people, so they did it to claim insurance. Not good. The Zong incident. Oh, we're gonna run out of food and water before we get to North America, so see ya, slaves, you're out of here. And then they got paid, they literally got paid by their insurance carriers. This is the 177th anniversary of the Whitman Massacre. Dr. Marcus Whitman, his wife, and 15 others killed by the Cayuse and Umatilla Indians near Walla Walla, Washington. Of course, it caused a war. There was a significant clash of cultures because Whitman was a physician, but when they came to the Pacific Northwest, of course, the Cayuse and the Umatillas didn't have any immunity to the white man's diseases, and they had lots of deaths, and they held Whitman responsible for it. Plus, they was whipping some religion on him, they weren't up for that either. So, yeah, 17 killed in the Whitman massacres just outside of Walla Walla, November 29, 1947. 52 years ago today, happy birthday to Pong. That's the home version. On November 29, 1972, Pong was first released in arcades, and it was a huge hit. They were in bowling alleys and pizza parlors and bars everywhere. People loved Pong. And so Atari went to Sears and said, if we make a home version of Pong, will you sell it? And Sears said, sure. And so during the 1975 Christmas season, that came out. The home version of Pong sold exclusively through Sears, and they couldn't keep them in stock. Yeah, we played Pong. We had a Pong unit. It was great. We played it endlessly. It was considered cutting edge. Pong, by the way, the original version of Pong is part of the permanent collection at the Smithsonian because of its cultural impact. We love Pong. Boop, boop. Got faster, and the paddles got smaller. It was a fun game. Happy birthday to Pong, 52 years old today. The 37th anniversary of Korean Air Flight 858 is blown up over Southeast Asia by 2 North Korean agents. They got on the plane in Bahrain with a bomb that they planted in the carry-on luggage thing above their seats. During the stopover, they got off the plane, but the bomb stayed there. The bomb blew up. Everybody was killed. They found the bombers, and when they found them, they tried to kill themselves with cyanide hidden in their cigarettes when they realized they were about to be taken into custody, both North Korean agents. The man died. The woman did not. She almost died, but she survived and then confessed that, yeah, we did it at the behest of the North Koreans. She was sentenced to death, but then she was pardoned by the president of South Korea because it was deemed that she had been brainwashed by North Koreans. But yeah, can you imagine the repercussions today? That happened on this date in 1987. 23 years ago today, George Harrison passes away in Los Angeles of various cancers, primarily lung cancer at the age of 58. He died at a home owned by Paul McCartney in Beverly Hills. His body was cremated and his ashes were spread in the Ganges River in India. Beatle George Harrison dies at the age of 58 on this date 23 years ago today. And another tragic event. This is the 15th anniversary of the Lakewood shooting. Maurice Clemens shooting and killing 4 police officers inside the coffee shop in Lakewood, Washington. Killed Sergeant Mark Reniger, 39 years old, died from a gunshot wound to the head. Officer Ronald Owens, 37 years old, died from a gunshot wound to the neck. Officer Tina Griswold, 40 years old, died from a gunshot wound to the head. And Greg Richards, 42 years old, was also killed from a gunshot wound to the head. But before he died from his injuries, he was able to get off one shot that hit Maurice Clemens in the abdomen. There was a 2-day manhunt. You remember this? It spanned just about anybody, anywhere. And after 2 days, a police officer recognized Maurice Clemens near a stalled car in South Seattle. He refused orders to stop. He was shot and killed by a Seattle police officer. 5 people, all friends and associates or family members of Clemens, were all convicted of crimes associated with aiding his escape and helping him elude capture. All the convictions were reversed on appeal because of misconduct by the Pierce County Prosecutor's Office. That was on this date 15 years ago. That is the memorial outside the coffee shop. Let's do some birthdays. One heavenly birthday, the legendary Vin Scully, 67 seasons calling Dodgers baseball. He started in 1950 when the Dodgers were still in Brooklyn. He retired following the 2016 season. That is the longest tenure of any broadcaster with any team in history of sports. A remarkable achievement and a great play-by-play guy. We miss Vin Scully. He was born in the state in 1927. And the greatest relief pitcher in baseball history, Mariano Rivera, all 19 years with the New York Yankees. Of course, he was the last man to wear the number 42 in a major league uniform as an active player, inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame 2 years ago as the first and so far only player to be elected unanimously by the Baseball Writers Association of America. He is 54 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. If you got a new house, the odds are pretty good Alpine Air had something to do with installing it, because contractors don't like to have HVAC systems that don't operate. That's why they work with Alpine Air. And if you think your HVAC system might be on the fritz, that should also be your first call. Alpine Air. Right around the corner, an opinion from my Mad Dog Minotti. I'll be talking to the senior drum major and the junior drum major for the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band. We'll talk about their fall performance season and the big holiday craft bazaar. But first things first, it's Pause for Pets.
Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Merry Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center.
Hi, my name is Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager. And today I have Pepe with me. Pepe is named Pepe because she's a Shar-Pei. And we love her. Pepe came to us as a stray a few weeks ago. As you can see, she's pretty boisterous, full of energy. At first we thought she might be 5, but I don't know, she's pretty young acting. Lots of life in this girl. When Pepe first came to us, she was pretty scared. Life on the street was hard for her. Yes, we don't know how long she was out there, but it took a couple weeks, but she really opened up and has become the happy-go-lucky, ball-chasing, just bundle of fun that she is now. We have different behavior programs for the dogs like her who are kind of shut down when they arrive. We call them heroic hounds. They're learning to be brave. And with that are some protocols we use, like different ways to work with them using treats and just body language and watching them for what they need. If they need space, if they need higher value treats, even if they need some medication. And yeah, she's a success story. You'd never know how scared she was. But she's doing so good. Yes, and she's ready for her home with maybe ideally an active family. Because she's a stray, we don't know about cats as usual. We do know though that she hasn't made any dog friends here. She seems to be just kind of okay on her own. She sort of prefers her own time. And she loves people though. Oh my gosh, people are her favorite. So that would be kind of an ideal home she'd thrive in, being the only child, or the only dog child, and somebody who loves to throw a ball for her because she loves fetch. So she loves her walks with her people. She loves her ball. She's really super treat motivated, and I think she could learn some things really fast and easily. Loves the hot dogs, loves the cheese, literally anything, actually. She knows her sit. Yes, she does. And when you throw the ball for her, she brings it right back to you and drops it at your feet. So if you would like to come and meet Pepe, we are open Thursday through Tuesday, 12:30 to 6, or you can go to our website and make an appointment for Wednesday, if that works better for you.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Merry Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese blintz, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
No small-town store could be complete without a bakery. In just a short time, Von Hart Goods in Manson has dazzled the locals, creating the most talked-about baked goods in north central Washington. Von Hart Goods, on the don't miss list for the holidays and beyond.
You're invited to experience small-town holidays in iconic Lake Chelan. From local shopping to Santa parades, a getaway visit to Lake Chelan is a great way to make this holiday season special. Learn more at smalltownholidays.com.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion now. Now, some of my cop buddies have retired and they moved to Florida. Good for them, I'll salute. As much as I don't like the winters here, though, I'd have worse problems with the other issues that come about with enjoying a Floridian paradise. I recently read a quote from one of my favorite authors, Scott Turow, who commented about those who escape to Florida to get away from the financial and political stuff they don't like up north. Turow said that with swamps and alligators inland and the gated communities and shopping malls in the traffic-clotted towns along the coast, Florida seems like a great penal colony for America's elderly who have been blinded by the sun and do not realize they are actually in hell. Yep. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
This is the time of year we celebrate family, traditions, and great food. At Abby's, our legendary pizzas are so giant that they feed up to 6 happy family members. When you need a break from cooking, think Abby's. Our place or your place. Our family is here for your family.
The Triple Topper's back!
This November, what makes Abby's Triple Topper so great? It's the pepperoni, Canadian bacon, and ground beef toppings piled to the edge. It's a whole lot of pizza at a very special price. Order your Triple Topper at abbys.com.
A small-town holiday wouldn't be complete without a visit to an original American hardware store in downtown Chelan. Kelly's Ace Hardware has been serving the greater Chelan area for nearly 100 years. Let them take you back to a time where personal service and quality products went hand in hand.
You're invited to experience small-town holidays in iconic Lake Chelan. From local shopping to Santa parades, a getaway visit to Lake Chelan is a great way to make this holiday season special. Learn more at smalltownholidays.com.
You come alive in the dead of winter and start work early on snow days, because snowed in is not an option. The Kubota Snow lineup of compact tractors, RTVs, and versatile attachments are built to move, plow, blow, and thrive in the winter. So when the snow falls, you could rise to meet it. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $1,100.
It's become a tradition on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We always pay a visit to the Wenatchee High School Auditorium and sit down with the senior drum major and the junior drum major for the award-winning Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band. I always put award-winning before I say Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band because they've won awards, so much so they have to build a new trophy case. Senior drum major, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Alexa Dickman.
And the junior drum major?
I am Jose Macedo.
Alexa, you did the show last year.
Yes.
As the junior drum major coming in, and you are now the junior drum major. You take her position next year. This is something that's been going on for a long time. Mr. Kovac started this. So for those who don't know, I do, you do, but maybe our audience doesn't. Talk about how the whole selection process works to become the senior drum major and the person who will take over the next year. It's a process, and it's a pretty involved one.
Yes.
Explain to folks how that works.
So pretty much we put out the application. We're like, hey guys, if you want to be for the freshmen and the sophomores, because freshmen can do it too, so that they can get a few years under their belt. And then we have them come to class usually like an hour before school starts on like a Monday, and we run over militaries and conducting and people like leadership skills that they'll learn, pretty much just anything that they'll need to know for the next year. And then we have a panel of judges. Well, they're not like judges, but adjudicators kind of seniors and like our educators. Mr. K is usually not there.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. He takes himself out of that process.
Yeah.
Why does he not be a part of the process of who's going to be leading his band?
I think he wants to hear from the people. I think he doesn't want his own like personal bias of getting to know that person besides how well that they perform during their interview process. And then we fill out our sheets and we give them to him and he reviews them, and then ultimately he chooses with the help of us.
It's not an easy process. It takes discipline and it takes want.
Mm-hmm.
You got to want to do it. And if you think you want to do it and you find out you don't, you get found out real quick, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any regrets taking it? Because you did this is your second year. You were the junior drum major last year. Was there any point during the course of your senior year now as the leader of the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band that you're going, what was I thinking a year ago?
No, it's great. It's super stressful as a senior drum major. There's a lot of things to think about that you wouldn't really think about as the junior drum major. Just a lot of like planning, and like you really have to like step up a bit more. And so that can be a bit stressful, but I love my kids.
I'm going to use an analogy about discipline. We did a Wenatchee High School football game earlier in the year. I think it was homecoming. And you guys were lined up, ready to go. It was just before halftime, and you were in your 2x2 right along the fence. And Wenatchee scored a big dramatic touchdown towards the end of the game. It was right in front of the band, right in front of you guys. You didn't move. You didn't jump up and down and yell and go team and go Wenatchee, we love you. You guys stood there like you were statues. Is that part of the whole deal? It was incredible. I go, your team just scored. You look like somebody stepped on a tack.
Yeah, so actually up in the stands, behind the scenes, you didn't see Mr. K telling me to conduct the fight song, and then he got Mr. Anderson to also tell me to conduct the fight song. But we had never discussed it before, so I just went with the books and I said, nope, they can yell at me later for it, I'm not doing that.
It's remarkable how you guys do that. How when you guys go to work, you're working.
Mm-hmm.
You're performing and you're in that mode, right?
Yes.
Tunnel vision, Jose? Is that what you guys have when we're going to take to the field, and our parents and our peers are going to watch us perform on the football field during our formation? Is that what you guys are focused on?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, we're just focused, like just trying to put on a show for the people there, and yeah.
You did. You put on a show. You had a good competition every year over Veterans Day weekend. You've been doing this for as long as anybody can remember. You go to Auburn for the state band competition, and once again, the Golden Apple Marching Band had a pretty good year. Talk about your Veterans Day weekend.
Yeah, it was great. The parade went well. All of the kids performed their best that they prepared for the season. We got first in our division in parade, first in our division in field show, best marching, and our color guard worked so hard they got first. It was one of our best scores of the season.
Did you know during the judged performance, and this is a judged performance by people who judge people, that you guys were doing good? I mean, when you're up there conducting, are you so locked in that you don't really know, or do you go, hey, we got it today?
Yeah, you can definitely hear it. You can hear it when the percussion locks into the front ensemble, and then all the winds come in and the dynamics are great. You just know that it's going to be a great show.
You're the junior drum major, so you, somewhere along the line, not long ago, you said, I'm going to go ahead and put my hand up and see what happens, and here you are. Yeah. What made you go ahead and try out for it, knowing that if you got the job as a junior, you were going to take over in your senior year?
So sophomore year, I I mean, I saw like I saw drum majoring as like an opportunity to get my leadership skills up, and also saw it as a way to be able to lead a group of people that I love being with and perform with. And I really love doing that. So that's why I chose to try out, and I got it.
You played the saxophone, alto saxophone, is that correct?
Tenor saxophone.
Tenor saxophone when you're not leading the band,
yeah,
so to speak. So do you get a chance to play your instrument very much when outside of competition or anything, or?
Besides class, like class time, sometimes I take time outside of school, at home practicing, or these past years, usually in jazz, I usually get to play, but this year I'm not because due to like scheduling and stuff for running start, but yeah.
Your preferred instrument is something is rather unique. Explain what it is that you're playing when you're not conducting the band.
Yeah, when I'm not playing my bari sax, I play the euphonium, which is kind of like a mini tuba. It's super cool, super beautiful.
What kind of music will we associate with that kind of instrument?
Usually classical music, but it also does come in a marching horn. So for things like competitive over the summer, like they do like professional marching band that they'll use the euphonium for, but a lot of the time it's for like classical concert.
When you guys are in competition on the football field, when you're doing your formations and your great shows that just enthrall the audience at halftime, you're on one side and you're on the other. How does that work, conducting the Golden Apple Marching Band with two of you? How does that dynamic work?
It depends on the show. Last year's show, there was one of us on, like, we were very evenly spaced. But this year it was a little crazy. Jose got to go backfield and then run front field, and I was on the 50, so it was fun.
It's just because that was just the piece or the choreography that you guys do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every year, Mr. Kovac finds a piece of choreography that's designed for a marching band to do on a football field, and you guys start rehearsing it in August. And it's highly technical, highly choreographed. You use the football field as like your template, right? You're supposed to be at this yard line, at this hash mark, at this certain point in the piece of music. Is that how that works?
Yeah. So pretty much the kids, they line up, they find how many steps away they are from certain lines, and then how many counts it takes to get from here to there to ultimately memorize their show and get there. And
what a show. You guys did a great show again this year. The fight song, Northwestern fight song, right? It's Northwestern, go, you know. Is that pretty easy to play as fight songs go?
I think so.
Yeah. You're probably sick and tired of that song. Guess what, buddy? You still got basketball season to come and go. What advice do you have for Jose here? Because he's going to be taking over in about the end of the school year. It's his baby. What you got advice from your predecessor? Who got advice from her predecessor? What kind of ideas do you want to plant in Jose's head?
Just be confident in everything that you do. Step up to the plate, talk to the people. Confidence is key, I think.
You guys are peers, and yet you're in charge of the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band from a Mr. Kovac perspective. Once you guys are doing your thing, he steps aside and just observes. Is it difficult to get the respect and the admiration of your peers to do this job?
Yeah, definitely, because, respect has to be earned. So at the beginning of the year, just talking to people, getting to know them on a personal level, and then having them also understand what your job is and what your goal is for the band, and knowing that it's no personal thing when we have to be disciplined, but getting to know them on a personal level for sure.
It'll help you in your professional endeavors. You're going to go to Central after you graduate. Are you going to stay in music?
Yes, I'm hoping to do performance in euphonium.
You're only a junior. You don't have to worry about that for a while. But do you have any idea down the road?
I am considering going to University of Washington. Get into mechanical engineering.
Wow.
Yeah.
This guy's like in honor society and math society. He's doing everything. Jose's an accomplished kid, much more than I was when I was 16 years old. When we come back, we'll talk about the big fundraiser on Saturday, December 7th. It's the biggest holiday bazaar of all of them. There's bazaars all over North Central Washington. This is the monster one. 125 vendors selling their goods and services. Well, their goods anyway. If they sell services, there could be problems. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're watching.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
It's a hometown celebration Christmas in Cashmere, Saturday, December 7th. It's family fun with a kid shop, live festive music, complimentary warm beverages, and tasty holiday treats. Come enjoy the sights and sounds of the season. Don't forget, Santa Claus arrives at 11, and please visit our sponsors.
The Cashmere Chamber of Commerce mission is to promote and support new and existing businesses. Cashmere Veterinary Clinic, natural pet care in everything they do, located in downtown Cashmere.
We're back on Saturday, December 7th. There's only one place to be. That's right here at the Wenatchee High School in the Commons area. If you come to the auditorium, nobody's going to be here. It's the Holiday Craft Bazaar. It's been put on by the Booster Club of the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band. It's their biggest single fundraiser of the year. Uniforms, instruments, travel expenses, because these kids go all over the place. A lot of people don't even know you have a Booster Club. And no Booster Club, no band.
Yeah, pretty much. The parents, they put in so much work to help pay for all of our fees, because bands costs a lot of money, instruments and uniforms and travel and stuff. But the parents definitely put in a ton of work.
And you guys put in a ton of work. You're going to be running all over the place on Saturday the 7th, aren't you? You both are. Everybody's It's all hands on deck, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're probably gonna be there for the day we set up for the vendors and the day of the bazaar too.
The vendors come back every year. In fact, you have a waiting list, right? I mean, you got to beat them off with a stick. Not that we recommend beating people with a stick, but that's a nice problem to have, isn't it?
Yeah, we just can't have enough space for them, so it's just like we'll try and fit as many people as we can.
Do you have a chance to browse around and look at some of the tables and some of the wares and think, hey, maybe I'll get something for some? Yeah.
I bought jewelry from them, and they're fun people to meet,
And what about yourself?
Oh yeah, I've bought like gifts for my friends, for my family as well, and yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff you can buy, and yeah, there's a ton of options.
Why do the vendors come back every year? I'll ask you both that, because they always come back. I mean, again, you have a waiting list. There's over 125. There's only so much room, even though it's a big high school. They keep coming back. What is that?
I think it's just a really you get to meet a lot of other vendors, but they also sell a lot of stuff. A lot of people come, so they make a lot of money, and it's just a really good space to be in. You get a nice space to spread out all your goods, especially if you're like an artist who doesn't quite have like a business to sell your art. This is a great area for people who don't have a business or want to start a business. It's a good place to start.
So they make their money by simply renting out the table space. There's no charge. You just walk in the door. So you don't take any cut off from their profit. You're just renting out the tables. But you guys have something on the side going on. You have a big raffle going on. You had different businesses donate items. Talk about that.
Yeah, we had a few different donors. Leavenworth Tattoo and Piercing, I think, has one. I believe Mission Ridge has one, where people can buy raffle tickets and then possibly win something. And we've also got a bake sale happening so that people can buy food and stuff. That'll also help raise money.
Where does the money go to? I mean, I mentioned a lot of it is travel expenses, but uniforms need to be altered every few years, every 10 years or so you buy new uniforms, all kinds of stuff. It's not, being in the band is not a cheap endeavor, is it?
Yeah, especially competitions. Competitions are expensive. Fair shares, the fun trips that we get to go on, those ones cost a lot of money. So just saving all those, music costs money too, so anything.
Talk about the Disneyland trip. Now, if you're in band as a freshman, you're guaranteed a trip to Disneyland because they do it every 4 years, right? So this starts the calendar all over again. So you've both been to Disneyland?
Yeah.
What was it like?
It was a really fun experience. We got to go to Disneyland, of course. We did a parade just down the park, and obviously I was a sophomore, so I was playing my tenor saxophone, and we got to go to Universal Studios. we got to go to medieval times, go eat, and then watch the show that they had there, and that's about it.
Yeah, we went to like a university too, which was super cool. We got to get directed by like one of their professors.
Sweet. Great. December 7th, Saturday, December 7th. It starts at 10? 9 for your early rise?
Yeah.
9 to, when they throw you out of here, like 9 to 3. But if you're here at 3 o'clock, they're not going to throw you out on your ear. I can guarantee you that. There'll be coffee vendors for you Java junkies out there. Again, she already mentioned food to buy. All of it goes to the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band Booster Club. You want to give those guys a little shout out, a little love for the parents and the Booster Club members who put this whole thing together?
Yeah, they work super hard. They're the ones behind the scenes that are sewing us up and raising money so that we can go on trips that maybe that we don't see or we don't really appreciate as much. But they put in a lot of extra time on top of their lives and their jobs and stuff like that. So we're super grateful.
I know a lot about music. Music's my thing. I've never heard of your instrument. When we get back, I'm going to go look it up. I'm interested in that. Keep playing your saxophone, buddy. You ready to take over? You got some big shoes to fill.
Yep.
Okay, so it's good to see you. Good to meet you, Jose. And best of luck on Saturday for the big craft bazaar. We're looking forward to it. I've gone every year. I love it. You find stuff you're never going to find anyplace else. So definitely the place to go. All right, break a leg. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
It's a hometown celebration, Christmas in Cashmere, Saturday, December 7th. It's family fun with a kid shop, live festive music, complimentary warm beverages, and tasty holiday treats. Come enjoy the sights and sounds of the season. Don't forget, Santa Claus arrives at 11, and please visit our sponsors. Get coverage you can trust from Bruce Cheadle, your State Farm agent.
Eplidolin Retirement and Assisted Living. Make an appointment to take a tour today.
The Black Friday mattress discounts have arrived at all Walker's Furniture and Mattress stores.
Save up to $600 on Serta iComfort mattress sets, $1,000 on Beauty Rest Black sets, plus save up to $700 on Purple mattresses.
And take advantage of no money down, no minimum purchase, no interest for 5 years with a 365-day comfort guarantee, making it the perfect time to improve your sleep for less.
During the Black Friday sale at Walker's.
Downtown Wenatchee, something for everyone.
Downtown is the heart of Wenatchee. Discover food and beverage spots, delightful shops, and countless services. For the latest on downtown arts, entertainment, and more, go to downtownwenatchee.org. The 108 is known for their amazing craft cocktails and happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. Next to Walkabout Grill on Wenatchee Avenue.
Downtown Wenatchee, it's all here. When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
31 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. You'll see you notice the low clouds and the fog kind of hanging a little close to the valley floor. It'll burn off a little bit this afternoon with some sunshine. This is the pattern really right through the middle part of next week. But out in the Columbia Basin, the dense fog advisory continues. Very poor visibility through the rest of the day today until they get the clouds and the fog burning off courtesy of the sun. But in the meantime, especially on the I-90 corridor between Moses Lake and Ritzville, I've seen some photos on social media. It's pea soup thick kind of fog. It's not fun to drive on an interstate highway when you can't see where you're going, so you might want to put it off a little bit. But the dense fog advisory is up and running and will continue until they decide to get rid of it. In the meantime, from the National Weather Service, the pattern continues. Fog and clouds in the morning and then partly sunny in the afternoon. We'll get up to about 37. Give or take a couple. We only got to 31 yesterday, and we're still at 31. Temperature hasn't moved at all. Patchy fog reforms tonight. Mostly cloudy, 27 for the overnight low. Fog in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon on Saturday with a high of 38. Clouds and fog return Saturday night, 28 for the overnight low. Patchy fog and clouds in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, and a high of 38. On Monday now, you're going to find patchy fog in the morning and then sunshine in the afternoon. So that's the big difference there on Monday and Tuesday. High pressure is large and in charge. Have a good rest of your holiday weekend. We will see you Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.